After a full day of legal back and forth, same-sex couples are finally getting the green light to marry each other in the state of Nevada. The journey is our top story here at 4 o'clock. We have team coverage for you of all the latest developments, beginning with Reed Cowan and John Trainer at the Regional Justice Center. Both have been following the developments from the beginning. And Reed, this evening it seems as if the time has finally come for couples who've been waiting for so long.
It's not here yet, and we're now watching the clock. We're approaching that 5 o'clock hour where it is very likely a judge could decide not to sign the order that would trigger the events that would culminate in Diana Alba actually coming out here and telling couples that they can go ahead and get married. What we did just see is Diana Alba come out and apologize to the couple. She says this is just completely out of her hands, and she's waiting for the minutia above her to actually get something done. But in the crowd was Senator Calvin Atkinson, and now I'm starting to see frustration, even some anger from some of the people in the crowd.
Obviously you tend to get to that point, and I think people are getting to that point. For 2 days now, folks have been waiting for something that a higher court has made a decision and said is legal. So it does become frustrating. And I understand from the county standpoint, it's obviously not their holdup because they're ready to go. They have windows dedicated. They've already given out passes, but it is held up somewhere in some judge's hand, and no one knows where that is. And so there's an amount of frustration that's building.
And just to do a little bit of a scene setter, you have the plaintiffs here, you have gay couples lined up on this side, and then Donnie, if you can just flip around here, heterosexual couples have been able to come in here in short order, get their marriage licenses. So it's a similar picture today as it was yesterday. Separate, and one group able to get their marriage licenses quickly and one group not able to get them. So there's a whole big political story going on here, and John Trainer, you are familiar with Lambda Legal, who brought the case, and their perspectives on this, and they're frustrated.
Yeah, what we're going to have is kind of an interesting legal debate here as we start getting close of business day for the courts. This injunction could come at any point, but the question is, can they legally hand out licenses even if they don't have an injunction filed? The county seems to think they can't. Lambda Legal seems to think as soon as the Ninth Circuit Court case demanded the injunction gets filed, licenses can be signed. So at close of business, that's when we're going to have a really interesting legal debate. Once again, this is almost going to seem like a courtroom.
Well, and the crux of that is, who's the big boy in town, the Ninth Circuit Court or the county?
Right. The interesting thing is, I actually just got off the phone with Richard Zeiser. He's the former executive director of the Coalition for Protection of Marriage. He was the only side who opposed this. And I asked him why'd they pull their stay. He said, we didn't see that there was a point to doing it. We've had so many states already accept same-sex marriage. We just see it's almost inevitable. So even they have given up here. It's just a matter of time until one judge signs one piece of paper.
So you and I have been in the crowd. We've been talking to Dina Titus, Congresswoman Dina Titus. We've been talking to Assemblyman Horn. We've been talking to candidate for Lieutenant Governor Lucy Flores. Lots of political firepower here. They've all told us in one way or the other, we've made our calls, and including Governor Brian Sandoval reportedly also making calls saying, why? And just really quickly, if we need to move, we can move back if we need to move. The crowds are really getting large and gathering here. But a lot of political pressure, and I wonder if that's not why Diana Alba came out.
I think it's a statement when Governor Brian Sandoval, whose office used to fight this, the Coalition for the Protection of Marriage, who used to fight this, all have said, I guess enough's enough, just let it happen. The governor's office reportedly frustrated here that it hasn't been done yet. So that's probably why Diana came out. They see this happening. They know everyone's getting anxious. They say patience is kind of the key.
So here's the deal. If an order was signed after 5 p.m., Diana Alba also told the crowd here of plaintiffs and other same-sex couples who want to get married, she said, if it's signed after 5, we're good to go because we are open until midnight. And then, of course, the reminder to come down here with your ID and cash and just sort of be ready, maybe even fill out those applications online. But so far, we have a similar situation as yesterday, only added to it frustration in the air, and now a little bit of building anger as Lambda Legal comes out and says, the Ninth Circuit's ruled, get this done.
Yeah, and that's what every side really has said, from the governor's office reportedly to every politician in this room to Lambda Legal, even the coalition says just get it done while they have the chance.
All right, so that is the update here from the marriage clerk's office, and it's pretty crazy here. It's starting to get a press of heterosexual couples starting to come in now that it's the close of business day. And so it's getting tight in here, very busy in here, and like I say, one line able to go in and in short order claim their marriage rights, the other line saying, not yet. Back to you.
Yeah, Reed, I've been struck listening to some of the people you've talked to about how eloquent they are. But to get to the point, there's also a political statement being made here. You've got Lucy Flores, a Democrat, behind you. Dina Titus, a Democrat down there. Kelvin Atkinson waiting to marry his partner. Kelvin's a Democrat. I don't see any Republicans in that crowd, Reed.
No Republicans in that crowd, but, we've heard that the governor's office has made some calls as well.
Yeah, I think the thing here is what the county's saying is they're worried not about today, but about what happens later on if somebody has a marriage dispute years down the road. These licenses, according to them, would not be legal. Everyone else says we need to get this done. Once the Ninth Circuit ruled, once the Supreme Court said they weren't going to touch these cases, everything legally has been done, and that's the big divisive issue right now.
Divisive and a big debate here. And yesterday, Jeff, we didn't have that debate in this room, and by today, people are starting to have that debate. The frustration's building.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, it's about 4:06. So hopefully Judge Mahan will be watching and seeing what he's going to be doing there and getting the process going.
All right, John and Reed, of course, we're going to keep you on standby there at the Regional Justice Center to continue to watch all the developments. Thank you so much for the update at this point. And as John